y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I do my first Halloween makeup tutorial for you guys. I wanted to do something super simple and easy, something that everybody can achieve, which is why I chose to do a vampire makeup look. I am absolutely obsessed with the Vampire Diaries series. If you have not seen that, you seriously need to go watch it. It's so good. So yeah, today's makeup look is inspired by the Vampire Diaries. I am obviously Elena. I even put on the leather jacket and like a maroon looking shirt to kind of like pull off the entire look together. I had a lot of fun creating this look. Please let me know in the comments if you do the same. Also, let me know what you're doing for Halloween this year. I would love to know. And without any further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight into this tutorial. So first I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. poreless putty primer to prime. I really like this primer because it's super thick, and I'm going to be using quite a bit of this, not only to have a flawless base to work off of because it is super thick, but because if you didn't know, vampires don't have pores, so I'm going to be using quite a bit of this to get rid of my pores and also just have a nice base to work with. Then I'm just going to be massaging that in. I really like this primer a lot. It really helps correct my redness just a little bit, which is another reason why I decided to use it. But to correct the rest of my redness, I'm going to be using this L'Oreal True Match color corrector in the shade Green. Green corrects redness, which I love so much. This product is super thick, but when blended out, it does kind of fade a little bit, but that doesn't bother me one bit. I still use it, I still love it, and yeah, so I'm just going to be using this to give me more of a white cast on my face and to make myself appear a little bit more lifeless and dead. I'm going to be using this pretty much all over my face. As you can see, it's super pigmented as well. Then I'm just going to be blending that out with my beauty blender. You can use any tool. I don't really use brushes to blend out my face products. I like using sponges. That's just a preference, but you can use a brush if you would like. Sometimes brushes help keep pigment in with these products, but I've noticed that with the sponge, it keeps enough pigment for my liking. So yeah. I'm just going to be blending this out with this little sponge and making myself appear a little bit more lifeless and dead. Also, vampires don't have flush in their skin, which is another reason why I'm using this product. And for foundation, I'm going to be mixing these two. One is by L'Oreal and the other is by Maybelline. I needed a foundation that was super white, which is why I decided to mix both of these. My L'Oreal foundation appears more warm toned, and then I have a white foundation. So I'm just going to be dotting this all over my face. I just used a little bit of both. Then I'm just going to be blending that out with my e.l.f. sponge. I absolutely love this sponge, but please ignore how dirty it is. I seriously need to wash it. But yeah, just going to be blending this out. And for concealer, I'm going to be taking this one by e.l.f. It is the 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and I'm going to be using the shade Fair. This shade is the lightest shade, I do believe, and I'm just going to be taking this to not only highlight the high points of my face, but just to get a little bit more coverage and to add some more paleness to my face. I really wanted to come off super pale. And then I'm just going to be blending that out with my e.l.f. sponge. I absolutely love the coverage of this foundation. No, I absolutely love the coverage of this concealer. I use this concealer on an everyday basis, but in a different shade, obviously. I only use this white shade for like really pigmented eyeshadow looks and stuff like this. And I'm also going to be taking that and concealing the under eyes as well. Please ignore the ugly faces that I make while doing this. Then I'm just going to be taking my Wet n Wild Photofocus translucent powder. I wanted to take a powder that was going to be super white, and I wanted to use a lot of this to make my face look more dry and just lifeless altogether. So I used quite a bit of this on my face.
I did my eyebrows off camera. I didn't do nothing special to them. I just used my eyebrow pencil that I use every day. I think it's by NYX, and I just did what I would normally do to my brows. But I'm going to be taking this contour palette and using the lightest shade and sculpting out those cheekbones. Also going to be taking that same shade and contouring the forehead a little bit. You want to look flawless, but you want to look dead. Also, you can't be a vampire without a snatched nose, so let's contour that nose. And for the eyeshadow portion, I zoomed you guys in. Here I'm just taking a light brown shade as a transition shade. You can use any brown that you want. I just took one out of a random palette. Next, I'm going to be taking a pinky maroon color and packing that on the lid. With this, you just pack it to your liking. I used quite a bit of this shade because I really wanted it to come off super pigmented. But the key to this is just to pack. Do not blend. Pack as much product as you want and build it up to your liking. Next, I'm just going to be taking a blending brush and just blending out that shade. Basically, the key to this is to pack the color on and then blend, pack and then blend. And I'm pretty much just using two brushes. I'm just going back and forth between the two and not adding any extra product on the blending brush. Then I'm just going to be taking a more tapered eyeshadow brush and adding a little bit of black. When doing this, don't add a lot at one time. Blending is key, and using a little bit at a time is key as well. So I just started with a little bit and then I worked my way up at the end. Then I'm just going to be blending that eyeshadow out with the same blending brush with no added product. Also, I'm going to be taking that same shade and bringing it down onto the lower lash line. And I guess now would be a good time to tell you guys to go subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more uploads. Also, give this video a like down below. It really helps me out a lot. We're just going to be doing the same to the other eye as well. That shade was giving me a hard time. Then I'm just going to be taking a yellowish greenish color, kind of like a poop color, if you will, to further blend out those shadows and make sure there's no harsh lines. And I just wanted to use this shade to make myself look a little bit more bruised. I don't know, it just gives me like bruised vampire vibes. Next, I'm going to be taking 3 different purples from this Hard Candy eyeshadow palette. This palette is so pretty. And I'm just going to be blending the 3 purples and doing some veins under my eyes. Also, I added some black eyeshadow to my tight line, and I'm going to be using this angled brush to do the veins. When making these veins, I found that it was really hard to use this type of brush. I thought it was going to be skinny enough to do it, but they still came off super thick. I'm not in no way, shape, or form a very talented makeup artist that can do crazy detail work, but I did do my best with this brush. I did my best with what I have. I also tried to expand them a little bit. And this is how they turned out. I think they turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? I added some lashes by Kiss, and now I'm just going to be using a mascara by CoverGirl. I'm not sure what it was called, but I'm just going to be adding this to my lower lashes. And the lip portion got cut out. I was not recording and I didn't even see that, but I just added one by Maybelline. It's a super pigmented red. And you can stop at the lip in the previous clip, but I wanted to add some fake blood to look like I've been feeding, so I just used that same lipstick to add blood around my lips. And that concludes this tutorial, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up down below, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!